Hello, I'm Laura. It's June 24th, 2026, and this is the Wednesday Heartwarmer of today's Heartlines. Our theme for this week is letting in the light, and today we are focused on letting in the light of unity, hope, and possibility. And we're doing this by focusing on an event from last week on June 18th, but it was worth waiting for today's Heartwarmer. And that is the opening of the Obama Center on the south side of Chicago. It was a grand opening filled with a guest list that had celebrities from media and film, television, music, and sports, and also included performances from The Roots, Stevie Wonder, Bruce Springsteen, John Legend, and Jennifer Hudson. Also present were Oprah Winfrey, Tom Hanks, Stephen Colbert, David Letterman, and the directors Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Need I go on? What a guest list. But it was more than a celebration of the Obamas. It was the celebration of the community of humanity through unity, hope, and possibility. So how does this center reflect that? Well, it's a museum. It is an exploration of the history of the Obamas and more. It also focuses on the history of civic engagement. It's a community hub. It features a brand new branch of the Chicago Public Library. It has a home court for young people and others to play inside of, a sprawling athletics and recreational facility. And also in the outdoor spaces are several gardens and public areas, including the John Lewis Plaza for inclusive awareness, and also a playground for the children. What a grand thing this truly is. And what it reflects was actually spoken by Barack Obama, both in his speech and in an interview about the opening. He said, "We want to find a way to look toward each other again, not further away." And he also said, "I'm not interested in the center and the exhibits being an exercise in nostalgia. What I want people to feel when they come through here is, oh, that was possible, which means I can do that." Then Michelle, in her speech at the event, said, "Hope is all we have. Hope is a choice. Believing that we still hold the power to build a country that reflects us all is a choice." And she also said, "No one has the right to sit in judgment of who's American enough." Well, I will add to that by saying no one has the right to sit in judgment of who is human enough. We are all part of one great human family, truly created equal. So this idea of unity, hope, and possibility will live well into the future beyond any presidency, because all presidencies have their great successes and their failures. And what we are looking at, however, is the legacy that's left in all of our hearts. So let's open our hearts to that legacy of hope, of unity, hope, and possibility right now in a moment of silent contemplation. As we take a deep breath and focus on this special idea I build bridges of unity in the present by sharing the work of compassion and mutual respect. And I encourage undying hope in the possibility of a future that expands and fulfills on these values. I build bridges of unity in the present by sharing the work of compassion and mutual respect. And I encourage undying hope in the possibility of a future that expands and fulfills on these values. And so it is. So compassion and mutual respect is a natural longing. It's something that we are born to value, because when we actually live our lives in connection with others, that is true community. And we can hold to the unity. We saw it in the former presidents who were there, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Joe Biden, from both parties here in the United States. So we see it in the people who were present there and in what that center stands for, because we have it in ourselves, that unity, that hope, that possibility. Thank you for joining me in Possibility today, and have a wonderful day.